As we come on the air, we're learning more about the shooter's additional plans. Officials say they are investigating this as a federal hate crime, calling it the act, quote, pure evil. 10 people were killed, 3 others wounded when the heavily armed gunman entered a supermarket and opened fire on the mostly black customers and employees. We have team coverage this morning, starting with World News Tonight anchor David Muir on the scene there in Buffalo for us. Good morning, David.
Yeah, good morning.
Robin, good morning. It is nearly impossible to wrap your head around the horror that unfolded here at this grocery store behind me. Community members shopping on a Saturday afternoon when police say an 18-year-old in tactical gear who drove from his home hours away came here, did reconnaissance around this store, and we learned that a store manager saw him sitting on a bench outside the store in camouflage gear the day before, asking him to leave, then coming back the next day, opening fire in the parking lot and then inside. Authorities say all of it, Robin, driven by racist hate. And just moments ago here, right here on the scene, the police commissioner telling us had the suspect not been caught, that he planned to continue his rampage right down Jefferson Avenue here in Buffalo.
This morning, a demand for answers here after the deadly mass shooting at this supermarket in Buffalo, New York, that authorities say was driven by racist hate.
This is an absolute racist hate crime. This is someone who has hate in their heart, soul, and mind.
An 18-year-old gunman opening fire at this top supermarket around 2:30 in the afternoon Saturday, killing 10 people and injuring 3 others.
Active shooter at the top. There are still shots being fired.
This is the moment authorities arrested Peyton Gendron after he unleashed terror on shoppers and employees, starting in the parking lot and then continuing inside.
Contact homicide. We have bodies down here.
Officials say the gunman was wearing body armor and a tactical helmet and was carrying an assault-style rifle. They also say the shooter planned this, driving from a county several hours away to allegedly target a predominantly black neighborhood. He live-streamed the massacre, firing around 50 shots before he was stopped. Zanetta Everhart, whose child was injured in the shooting, describing the horror.
When the incident happened, he was helping an older woman in the parking lot with the cart. Zaire was shot in his lower neck area, and it came out his back on the left side.
Jennifer Tukes, a young mother who was inside the store with her cousin, telling me she escaped through a back door.
I walked in probably, I want to say 2 seconds before he came in. I just got around the corner. Then you hear gunshots. So I ran down the aisle, went through, I saw the opening through the deli, and ran through the deli and ran out the back door.
Her cousin hiding in a meat freezer after they got separated. Somehow they both survived, knowing so many others did not.
When I went in the store, the lady was standing there, and it's like she was looking down in her purse, like she was looking for her keys. And when I came out, and she was still right there on the ground with the cart on top of her.
These were people you had just seen in front of the store.
Yeah, when I walked in, they was alive. When I walked out, they was dead. That could have been me. That's all I could keep saying. That could have been us.
All 10 victims who lost their lives now identified. The youngest, Roberta Drury, just 32 years old. Many of the victims were active members of this community. 77-year-old Pearl Young, she was a churchgoer and a substitute teacher. Her sister in mourning.
I pray she had no pain, that it happened so quick and she was gone like that.
86-year-old Ruth Whitfield, also killed, shopping after visiting her husband at a nursing home nearby. Her son, a former fire commissioner here in Buffalo, remembering his mother.
We're devastated. We're devastated. We're a very close family. We're a very, very close family. And my mother was the glue that held us all together.
And retired police officer Aaron Salter Jr., who was working as a security guard at the store, losing his life after bravely taking on the shooter.
I can't say enough about our retired fellow colleague, Aaron Salter, who confronted this individual to save the lives of others.
But it was his battle with the gunman that allowed so many others to escape, as his friend told our Stephanie Ramos.
I'm going to remember him as a person that I thought he was going to change the world. And now he'll be just remembered as a person that saved lives. And I know people in this city will never forget what he did.
President Biden condemning the attack.
The lone gunman, armed with weapons of war and hate-filled soul, shot and killed 10 innocent people in cold blood.
The gunman seen in court Saturday.
I understand my charges.
This morning, he's now charged with first-degree murder, being kept behind bars on suicide watch, held without bail. His public defender pleading not guilty for him. This as authorities dig through his past. Officials searching his family home in Conklin, New York, interviewing his parents.
It appeared that his plans were to drive out of here and then continue driving down Jefferson Avenue, looking to shoot more black people, as he put it, and possibly even go to another store location.
According to law enforcement, the suspect previously posted extremist views online, including a 180-page document fixated on replacement theory, a white supremacist belief that non-whites will replace white people.
A sick, demented individual who has fueled a daily diet of hate.
The text also outlining a plan for his attack, including praise for other mass shooters. And authorities here say some of the names of those shooters on his gun. Authorities revealing the suspect was investigated last June after threatening a shooting around the time of his hometown high school graduation. State police took him into a local hospital for a mental health evaluation, but no charges were ever filed.
He was just this quiet, smart kid that I wouldn't think could be able to do anything like what he did yesterday.
Are you guys hearing the show? Are you hearing?
And you heard the police commissioner telling us here this morning that they have now uncovered evidence that this suspect did plan to keep going in this neighborhood after this store. That young mother, by the way, Jennifer Tukes, somehow finding that back exit of the store, told me she will never forget seeing that elderly woman on her way in, passing her in the parking lot on a typical Saturday afternoon, only to find her when she came out lying in that parking lot, her shopping cart right next to her. She said she will never be able to get that woman out of her mind, George.
So horrific. Okay, David, thanks.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out